The most important thing from this win here is the injury updates and injuries to Sam Laporta and Khalif Raymond. We don't know anything yet. Dan Campbell said he will know tomorrow morning. So that is up. I know everyone's going to want to talk about it in the comment section, but we don't have an update on him. We don't have an update on Khalif Raymond. Just going to get that out right now. Everybody's concerned, including myself. Prayers up, man. Put prayers up, everybody, for Khalif Raymond and Sam Laporta. We need them in this game next week for the playoffs. Lions going to host a team. We're going to watch to see what team they host. But prayers up to Laporta and Khalif Raymond. Let's continue on and talk about this game. The Detroit Lions finished the season with 12 wins, 5 losses. They matched the record since 1991. What a hell of a season for Detroit. 12 wins, win the NFC North. Very good for this football team. It's a good team. They went out there and beat the Minnesota Vikings, and it seemed easy. There was no concern, at least from my end. I felt like the Lions had control of the game. Yeah, we gave up a ton of passing yards to who, again, the same one that we're always giving it up to, and that's Justin Jefferson there. He had 12 receptions for 192 yards. So the Lions, they did not rest their starters at all in this game, except for Jamison Williams and John Kaminsky. We'll see what happens next week, but they played all the way through. Hell, they had the game locked up, and they kept throwing the football to Josh Reynolds. I think is probably to get his bonus. I don't know exactly the type of numbers he needed, but that's probably what they were doing right there. But before we continue on here, an ad may break, and I got a question for you. Are you upset that the Lions did not rest their starters in this game? Why for yes, and then for no? Again, take advantage of this ad break if it takes place. I want to know your thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue on here and talk about what took place for the Detroit Lions in this game. Jared Goff was 23 for 32, 320 yards, 2 touchdowns, a quarterback rating of 124.5. He looked really good. Only had 1 sack on him. He didn't have pressure. He was eliminating the Vikings easily. He was doing a really good job picking them apart. Thought he played well. Did a really good job commanding this offense. Again, David Montgomery, 10 for 40. He broke 1,000 yards. Shout out to David Montgomery, 1,000-yard rusher for the Detroit Lions. That's awesome for him. I'm happy for David Montgomery. Cast away from the Chicago Bears. He comes to Detroit, and he's a valued running back for the Lions. Jahmyr Gibbs was 13 for 30. A 2.1 average. He was having some issues in this game. Jahmyr Gibbs' last 2 games has been a little bit off. Didn't look too great in this game. Don't know what's going on with him, but we need them for the game on Sunday or whenever we play the opponent for the playoffs. Total of rushing yards for 23 for 70 yards, an average of 3 and 2 touchdowns in the run game itself. So it wasn't a great day in the run for the Lions. Generally speaking, they like to run the football. It wasn't that great of a day for the Lions' run offense. Amon-Ra St. Brown was 7 for 144, an average of 20.6, 1 touchdown. He's really good. It was along a 70, that big yard touchdown that they did right there. I think it was in the third quarter that he got it. Really good play by St. Brown. He got nicked up in the game, and we're like, come on, stop with these injuries. He got nicked up, but he came back in the game. Rest. Khalif Raymond, 2 for 50, 25 average. Josh Reynolds, 5 for 44, long of 18. Sam Laporta, 5 for 29, injury. Donovan Peoples-Jones, 2 for 25, 12.5, and a long of 20. Donovan Peoples-Jones, it was a good trade, and I know a lot of people are mad that we didn't get defensive player. I get it fully, but with the injury to Khalif Raymond and potentially Sam Laporta, you need someone like Donovan Peoples-Jones to step up for the game next week. We don't know the extent of those 2 injuries yet, but if they cannot go, Donovan Peoples-Jones needs to be a part of this offense. James Mitchell was 1 for 24, and I fully expect him actually to be part to help reduce the loss of Sam Laporta. If he's not, we don't know, right? We don't know, but if he doesn't play, that's going to be something that we got to monitor. Well, hopefully Sam Laporta is good to go. We need him for sure for the playoffs, 100%. 100% we need him there. Let's talk about the defense there. Sacks, man. We got sacks from Jack Campbell, 2 sacks from Aiden Hutchinson, a total of 4 sacks all around. Levi Nwuzurike with the sack. We're getting pressure We have been better on the defensive line at the last month and a half. I could say I feel like the sacks are starting to come in here with Aiden Hutchinson. Joshua Pascal's really been stepping up for the Lions, and it's really good to see that him step up. So, shout out to Joshua Pascal, Levi Uzurike for getting a sack, and of course Aiden Hutchinson in this mug, getting it done. So when I look at this defense, they are playing better. They are doing better, and we need that to occur for the Lions to make a run in the playoffs. We do. You got to have your defense, and they have done it. They've done it. We've tied our single-season record with 12 wins. The Lions got it, and so we are hosting a playoff game, but you have to have that defense in there to really make a run. If you don't have a defense, doesn't really matter what you do offensively. You got to have it. And so they've been showing up. So shout out to the defense for getting it done. Cam Sutton, C.J. Gardner-Johnson got interceptions. Cam Sutton and then C.J. It was good to see C.J. Gardner get a interception in this game, to see him back in the lineup for the Detroit Lions. Question for you. Who is the MVP for this game, offense or defense or special teams? Put a name in the comment section below. Let's continue on here. The defense does got to get better again. You have Nick Mullins, 30 for 44, 396 yards. That's a lot of passing yards for Nick Mullins. An average of 9. He had 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He was sacked 4 times, a quarterback rating of 92.6. Nick Mullins carved us up last time we played him. He carved us up this time we played him. And we got to get better in the corner position. Not necessarily the secondary, but the cornerback position. We got to get better to make this run. But I feel like the Lions are closing a lot down except for the number 1 wide receiver. It's been like this now for a while. So we'll get to see, what's taking place here. But I like what I saw from Melifonwu. I like the safety position. We just got to get better at the corners. We got to get better. Cam Sutton, he did get that interception, but he was starting to get carved up a little bit. Jack Campbell, shout out to Jack Campbell, 7 solo tackles, a total of 12. He had a QB hit and a sack, a tackle for loss. Jack Campbell playing out of his mind today, and that's what we need, these young players. Brian Branch, Jack Campbell, Sam Laporta, hopefully he can play next week, and hopefully it's not a serious injury. The offensive line continues to be dominant. Again, only allowing 1 sack on Jared Goff, and it just felt like that Goff was getting it done, and he felt super comfortable because that offensive line is absolutely fundamentally outstanding for Detroit. It really is. So we don't know who we're going to play. We have no idea who we're going to play in the playoffs right now. Green Bay and or the Rams. The game's about to take place, so I'm going to get up off here shortly. I am going to get off here shortly, but before we get off, actually, let's stay on a little bit. Let's stay on for a little bit, and let me do a quick shout out to sponsor. We're going to get back to the game really quick. My New Year's resolution is to eat a little bit healthier this year, and what's helping me out here is Factor. Get ready for the new year. Factor's ready-to-eat meal delivery takes the stress out of meal planning, sets you up for success in the new year. Skip the grocery store's prep work, cooking fatigue. Instead, get chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door. With over 35 meals to choose per week, including options like keto, calorie smart, vegan, and veggie, plus over 55 add-ons. You have a ton of nutritious flavors options to kickstart your New Year's resolution. Forget frantic lunch preps, rush dinners. Factor's 2-minute meals are your secret weapon for the New Year's. Fuel up fast with restaurant-quality meals, all delivered right to your door. Factor now offers loads of snack options like breakfast smoothies, juice, snacks, and more to keep you going no matter what the schedule is. Skip the overpriced takeout trap. Factor is cheaper and way more delicious than takeout. Get chef-crafted restaurant-quality meals delivered right to your door. They're ready to heat and eat in just 2 minutes, which means more time for you. Need a special occasion meal? Gourmet Plus is the perfect Factor solution for looking for fast, upscale options done easily. When things get hectic, Factor is flexible. Change your order up every week with plans to 4 to 18 meals per week, or pause and reschedule deliveries anytime. Factor has everything I need for the week of flavorful, nutritious eats. In addition to ready-to-eat meals, they have cold-pressed juices, smoothies, energy bites, extra protein, veggie sides, and more to keep me energized during the frantic times. Head to factormeals.com/LionsChat50. Use code LionsChat50 to get a 50% off. That's code LionsChat50 at factormeals.com/LionsChat50 to get 50% off. Basically, this game kind of felt like a preseason game, at least to me. Even though our starter stayed in this game, it just felt like it was not something that was much. But the Lions are now sitting at the number 2 seed. We just need Philadelphia in the Eagles to lose. They're sitting at the number 2 seed, 12 wins. You know, that's good for the Lions. Now we just got to watch these games, right? Like, what's going to happen? Who are the Lions going to face? Lions had a hell of a season, man. It really did. I'm proud of this football team. I really am. Regardless of what's going to happen, I just hope that the injury to Laporta is not something that's long. I think that's the biggest takeaway from this game is the injury, and it stinks, right? We don't want these injuries to occur, but again, I think everybody should put prayers up to Sam Laporta and Khalif Raymond. We need these guys in for next week. We truly, truly do. But the Detroit Lions get a big win. Love it. Love it, folks. So blow up the comment section. Let me know your thoughts about this game, thoughts about the game coming up next week for the playoffs as the Lions host their first playoff game at Ford Field. With that said, folks, adios.